If you are a talented diviner, by whichever is your preferred method, whether it's tarot or maybe Lenormand or dice, whatever it is, runes, then you may not find any of these tips useful. But if you are a student of divination or someone who perhaps rarely dips into the art, then I hope you'll find something of use here. So my first tip would be to ground and center before you begin, and this can be done by imagining roots going from your feet deep into the earth, or you can simply concentrate on your breathing, getting a nice rhythm going, and that will automatically ground you. And to center, you imagine all those tendrils of energy that you have sent out during the day, which means anything that you have set your attention on during the day, just bring them all back in. Imagine them all flowing back into you and sitting in the very center of you. And then focus on your heart area and evoke a feeling of love. So imagine whatever it is that evokes that feeling of love in you. Spend some time with that. If you're reading for yourself, you could cast Sacred Space and do your work within that, but that's a little more tricky if you are reading for someone else. So number 3 would be to use the square of Mercury. Now Mercury is the planet and the god of magic and divination and communication. And so this is a powerful tool to use within your divination. And the idea would be to scan the square and also just have it present during your reading. So number 4 would be to consecrate your tools of the art. And I'm going to spend some time and in another video talking about consecration, because it's a really important idea. It's an art and an act, and there's a lot to talk about on that matter. But to consecrate your tools, even if it's just a simple consecration, is a powerful thing to do. Number 5, and this is specifically for tarot, is to invoke Heru, who is the angel of tarot. And I do have a video on my channel for this if it interests you to have a look at that. Number 6, and this is again for tarot. This is a lovely one, and it comes from John Ballantrae, who is a very experienced reader, and I picked this up quite a long time ago. I think it was on his YouTube channel, but I will double check that. But before beginning your reading, ask the querent to pick a number between and including 0 and 22, and this will give you a major, a trump card to talk about, which will have a bearing on the person and their situation. And consciously they may not know the significance of the number, but the subconscious knows. And I think this is a great way to begin a reading. And did occur to me that this could be used in conjunction with any other form of reading, whether it's the runes or dice, whatever it is you're using. So that's a really good one. And finally, to add a significator. Now, if it's tarot or Lenormand that you're using, you would obviously choose a significator card, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a card. If it's runes that you're using, you could you could use a significator card from the tarot, or indeed from just an ordinary deck. Otherwise, you could ask your client or querent to write their name and date of birth on a piece of paper and use that as a significator. And this has the effect of really honing your reading and hopefully attracting more accurate results.